Welcome you and all to another episode of the Global Latin Factor podcast, where we talk about Latino everything. I am your host, Crispin Valentin. Make sure you subscribe to your channel right now. You have nothing to lose and so much to gain. Like this amazing stories from Giovana. She is the owner of La Catrina Mexican Shop. She has amazing merchandise, amazing story from HR to now helping other entrepreneurs. And now to the episode. Giovana, hola. Hi.
Hola, ¿cómo estás, Crispin?
Excellent. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being here. I met you, so we were talking earlier. Sonidos del Summer, I think is the first time I saw you set up. I thought it was really neat. Y también, and I seen you at the Coffee with the Chamber and being involved también. And I thought like it was pretty neat. And we chit-chatted a little bit like we always do with a lot of people. And like, okay, un día de estos. And today's the day.
Today was the day.
Yes. And thank you so much. I'm super honored that you are here también because, again, she lives in Fort Worth, but we record in Dallas. So it's a little bit of a drive for people who don't know. And it feels great for somebody to want to be also también and they take the time. So gracias. Pero antes de eso, before we get started, we're going to start with a segment that I like to call Preguntas al Chile. If you have not subscribed to the channel, I do not know what you're waiting for. Don't miss out on this great opportunity to learn something, get inspired of all these amazing Latinos we have, all these amazing human beings that we have here in the community doing amazing things. ¿Estás lista? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
¿Tacos o tortas?
I'm going to say tacos.
¿Corn tortilla or flour tortillas?
Flour tortillas.
¿Gorditas or pupusas?
Some people might hate me for this one. Pupusas.
Pupusas.
Yeah.
Ooh. For people who don't know where you're from originally, Zacatecas.
Yeah, so I was born in Tacualeche, Zacatecas.
Tacualeche, Zacatecas. Now, what is your very, very, very most popular favorite dish from Zacatecas where you're from?
I think that one's super easy to say. It's asado de boda.
Asado de boda.
Straight up, yes.
For people that don't know what it is, you can probably search and find it. Pero para ti, ¿qué es exactamente un asado de boda? What does it consist of?
So asado de boda is usually pork, and it is just beautifully made in this incredible red chile salsa. Now, some people call it mole. I just know it as red salsa. It's picante. It's a little bit sweet, not too much, especially from Zacatecas. You can get a very sweet asado de boda or a very spicy asado de boda. I tend to go towards the spicy one. And it's as its name, it's usually used for weddings, quinceañeras, baby showers. It's just a dish that everyone makes to celebrate.
So when you say mole, in my mind, I think the mole of the 100 million things that they put in the mole. With the galletas, with the peanuts, with all kinds of stuff. Is it kind of similar or not necesariamente? It's just the chile rojo?
Not necessarily, yeah. It's just the chile rojo. But some people call it mole. And I'm like, no. Like you said, I know it as salsa roja. It's amazing with pork.
Un tipo dish enchilado.
Yeah. It's almost like a guisado.
Okay. So, yeah. But people don't know. It's not mole. Because mole, you know, if you don't tell somebody that makes mole, they'll be like, what?
Yeah, they'll be like, what? It's not mole.
Okay. Jarrito, ¿de qué sabor? Which flavor would you prefer?
I'm going to go with tamarindo.
Tamarindo. Yeah, can't go wrong with that. Agua de horchata, Jamaica, or tamarindo?
No, horchata.
Horchata? Nice. Menudo or pozole?
Ooh, that one's a hard one. Can I say both?
Sure.
I'm going to go with both.
Okay, so what is your preference in the day? Like, let's say, for example, menudo maybe on a Sunday or pozole maybe to celebrate something. Is there a particular occasions for that?
Exactly. Literally. Menudo is for the morning and pozole, actually my family, we would have pozole for Thanksgiving.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we wouldn't do like a whole big old turkey meal. We would do pozole for Thanksgiving.
For a long time, I don't know, maybe I wanted to assimilate to the culture of the U.S., so I convinced my mom to one of these days many years ago, do a turkey. Y sí lo hizo. And ever since, we always used to do, turkey. Pero now más chickens. They do. Yeah. I don't. I don't eat meat, but they do. Yeah. More of that. But it started from, I just wanted to ask her, like, I just want to kind of, everybody's
Let's
doing it.
Let's just do it. Yeah. It's like everyone does
it. It's kind of neat. The family gets together in a solid meal sometimes throughout the year. Sometimes you don't even get because everybody's doing different things. A moment to sit down with the whole entire family and just have a nice meal and chit chat. So
Exactly.
I think it's pretty neat. Salsa verde or salsa roja?
I think it depends on the food. Because for like me, chilaquiles, salsa verde. All the way. But my salsa for tacos, I tend to go for salsa roja.
Really? I like salsa verde. I don't know. Something about the tomatillo for me just does it. Valentina, Tabasco, Cholula, or Tapatio hot sauce?
Valentina, 100%.
Churros or flan?
Churros.
Out of this neat little candy bag that you gave me today, and we're going to talk a little bit about your story regarding the candies. ¿Cuál es tu favorito de estos dulces que me diste?
I think I'd go with the original, the OG, the pulparindo.
Pulparindo. What is your favorite candy in general, bro? De todos los candies que tienes, because it's kind of sort of the reason that you kind of wanted to start your business. ¿Cuál es el favorito tuyo? What is the one that sparked the thing of you wanted to do something?
I think my favorite one, and this is hard because growing up as a kid, I loved candy. And I've had the cavities to prove it, the root canal to prove it. Ooh. I was a candy girl. And I would say actually bocadín was my favorite candy.
What is el bocadín?
That's the chocolate wafer. It's like a little green and yellow bar. Yep. It's just plain up chocolate wafer. I think there's like a little bit of peanuts in it.
Yep.
But that was always my favorite. They always had in the piñatas and in like the little bags to give away at parties. That was always my go-to.
Yeah. I like mazapanes.
Mazapan, like I love mazapan, but I feel like I get really tired of it because it just kind of gets like stuck in your throat a little bit. Yeah. Kind of like Jamaica too. It's just like if it gets stuck in my throat, that flavor, I just don't like it anymore.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, for me, it's been that. When you hear the word Latino, Latina, what is the very, very first thing that comes to mind to you? Or Latinx también?
I think for me, it's kind of funny. I think my thing is people have a hard time distinguishing whether they're Latino or if they're Mexican or if they're Chicano or if they're like paisa. It's just like, it's one of those words where people get kind of stunned for a moment.
Right.
And they just don't know how to identify themselves. And usually I kind of go back to where it's like Latinos are all Latin America. And Hispanics are predominantly those who speak Spanish. Right. So that doesn't include like Brazil, who speaks Portuguese. So for me, when I think Latino, Latina, I don't consider myself Latina. I'm Mexican, if that makes sense. Okay,
absolutely.
So that's always what goes through my mind. It's like, oh yeah, well, I guess you can call me Latina, but like usually I tell people, I prefer Mexicana.
Mexicana, absolutely. And that's why I asked the question. It's not like, oh, no, yeah, I need you to do it. You're in the Global Land Factory. You better be Latino type. Because even I had a gentleman named Evelio, is very indigenous tied. He does a lot of different stuff, danza azteca and different things like that. So he doesn't align with the word itself. So that's perfectly fine because it's all in the conversation of like, what do you like? Thank you very much for the explanation. I've done it many times over before as the difference to what this is, what that is, and what other people don't understand what it is. But if it's your preference Mexicano, then hey, thank you.
Yeah.
Yo sería un humano mexicano también.
There you go.
Yeah, I was born in Mexico. Okay, so for you, let's get started with the interview, or let's say just a conversation, because I have questions, but mostly I just have curiosities of people. So growing up,
yes,
how old were you when you were in Mexico and still living in Mexico that you remember being over there and the things you used to experience growing up?
So I was there until I was 3 years old. Then when I was 3, my parents, they brought me over here when I was a baby. My sister was 5 years old. So I think the last memory I had was actually like her 3 años that we were celebrating down there. And they threw a huge party right outside of our house. My mom had made our matching dresses. And I have like all these like pictures of all of our tias and the piñata. It was like the biggest party in the world. And I was so jealous because I didn't get to have my 3 años in Mexico because we came over here. So we just really didn't have a 3 años for me. And so I was always kind of like, I really wanted one. Like I saw the photos. I remember like, I want one.
You remember that small? A few other little...
Just little details like that.
That's crazy. You were, what, 2 years or 1 year old?
I think it was like 1.
Wow.
Yeah, I just remember like the dress specifically. And then I remember my sister because her eye was swollen because she got bit by mosquitoes. I just remember that. And our house, it's made of concrete over there. So I would throw myself on the ground when I would have tantrums. So I like dislocated my knees. And,
ouch, for real?
Yeah.
Wow. So you were a traviesia. First of all, I'm astonished of the memory you have being so young because some people don't. Like I can't remember a lot of things are blocked because I probably did
The
try to
trauma.
shoot us and fell down and stuff.
Yeah.
Like one time I think I hit myself with a molcajete right in my forehead when I was a little bitty. Of course, I can't remember that, but my mom reminds me often.
Yeah.
Pero like to remember certain things like that, hasta el ojo, man, that's crazy.
But that's about it.
Yeah.
That's the funniest thing too, that I just remember that. And then I remember us being here in Texas.
Yeah.
In Haltom City.
So when you start coming to realization of the things that you are in Haltom City growing up, how does it feel for you growing up a Mexicana? Is there any distinguishment? Can you tell the difference going to school, being at the house, that there's two different worlds going on?
Well, I will definitely say I grew up Mexicana, you know, so we spoke Spanish in my house, but I didn't speak Spanish at first. My parents would speak to me in Spanish. I would understand it. Maybe I would say a couple words like servilleta, plato, but I never really like spoke in Spanish. So for me, growing up, it was just kind of normal. I knew I was Mexican. I knew my Mexican roots, my food, you know, I wasn't picky at all. I ate arroz, frijoles. I ate everything. But like growing up in school, like it felt like I was just a normal American child here.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I think about high school when I really started to lean into what it was to be Mexicana. You know, I was starting to see my classmates and their ethnicities and then what their traditions were and how they grew up. And I was like, okay, you know, I think I'm lacking a little bit in that. And we would go to Mexico every summer and I wouldn't speak at all. I was so scared to speak Spanish because you know how they are. They're brutal down there.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, they would make fun of me specifically saying, you sound like you learned Spanish in America. And it's like, well, I did.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, it's like, well, I'm not wrong. I did learn Spanish over here. But yeah, like it was just, I knew I was Mexican. I knew where I was from. I was very proud of who I was, where I was from. And my friends too, they were really impressed that I was born in Mexico because I think about just 2 or 3 of us in my class were born in Mexico. Everyone else had been born over here already. And so that was, yeah, I'm telling you, around middle or high school is when I really started to grow into what it is to be Mexicana.
Nice. So in Haltom, in regards to going to school, that's where you went to school and everything?
Yes.
And nobody kind of sort of saw you different? Again, everything's pretty normal.
No.
There was no like racism per se or because you were Mexicana.
Yeah.
Was there a lot more Mexicanos too as well?
Oh my gosh, yes. Because in the Haltom, when I went to Haltom High School, that was when Birdville had an open enrollment. So there was a lot of influx of kids from Fort Worth ISD coming in. And I started to see a little bit more of that. And I was like, oh, okay. And people would not make fun of me, but they would be like, you're not Mexican. You don't look Mexican. You don't act Mexican. And I'm like, but I am. You know, that
what were they expecting you to act like? What, in their minds, being young, what did they expect you to be acting like to make you a certified Mexicana, I guess you could say?
I guess they wanted me eating hot Cheetos
all the time
for breakfast, you know, and speaking Spanish because I didn't speak Spanish to my friends, you know.
So maybe that's what they were referring to, right?
I guess so, yeah.
In Espanol, you weren't speaking Spanish.
There was always, oh no, I thought you were born here. I thought you were born here. And I'm like, no. When
people say that, I mean, I know it's just like they're thinking about it, right? They just kind of sort of want clarity. They see that your English is really good. And I don't know, maybe a little bit of ignorance. What does it make you feel whenever they say, I thought you were born here, knowing that you were born in Mexico?
I kind of have like an identity crisis, to be very honest. Because I'm telling you, even up till today, there are still people that are like, I thought you were born here. And I was like, no, like, I mean, like, I'm not offended by it, but I guess, like you said, my English is just, it's like, it's normal. Like I've been, like I've grown up here my entire life as I have. And when I switched to Spanish, at least I don't think I have an accent when I speak into Spanish.
Yeah.
And it's still, I still, not that it hurts, but it's kind of like, I'm so proud to be Mexican and I love it. And I don't want to say it's an insult, you know, but it just makes you feel a little weird.
You know what? For a long time, I wanted to learn English so good because I was born in Mexico también. I got here when I was 11, across illegally as can be. And I wanted to hurry up and learn English, you know, kind of assimilate without you realizing that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I wanted the people, like, if they were asking me, it wasn't like I'm scared or I was scared to tell them where I'm from, but I wasn't proud to tell them I was born in Mexico. Now, anybody and their mama, whoever asked me, like, where you were born? Like, I was born in Mexico. And I didn't say in Mexico. I was born in Mexico. Where? Morelos.
Yeah.
And like I stand on it because for a long time, I don't know if it was scare or I don't know if I just didn't know what was happening in my brain, but I wanted to make it seem like it was like I wasn't proud where I was born for a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a weird thing. I mean, like a little bit of identity because the kids, especially for me, my experience was with the kids where they were making fun of you because I did go to ESL. So you didn't have any ESL classes?
No, I didn't. I actually took Spanish class and I got an award actually for Spanish.
Hey,
You know?
it's not easy to learn the Spanish that they teach you in school sometimes. You know, even though you're a fluent Spanish speaker, the way the Spanish they want you to learn is not the same that we talk at the house.
And then my parents made fun of me actually because like, how did you get a Spanish award and you don't even speak Spanish? And I was like, well, I know Spanish.
I was better than all the other kids in
Yeah.
Spanish. Era mejor que los demás.
I was better than Jacob. I was better than Derek.
There you go. Qué chido. What was the earliest memories of you going to Mexico and visiting Mexico? Like, ¿qué edad más o menos?
So I remember this very, very vividly because when I came over here, I crossed illegally too. And so I didn't get papers until I was in 5th grade.
Oh, wow.
So I remember when I was in 3rd grade up until 5th grade, my parents would always pull me and my sister out during like almost Christmas break because we had so many citas al consulado to get our naturalization papers, to get our citizenship papers. So it was, I remember those processes very vividly. Pull me out of class, go early, go sit for hours with mom and dad in a building, sign some things, take some pictures. And then finally in 5th grade, that's when we were able to get our papers.
Yeah.
And then that was the first time we went to Zacatecas and we drove. That's 16 hours driving. My dad made the trip all at once.
For me, it was, I remember those things too, también. Los físicos, you had to go do the physicals, the pictures, the biometrics, the whole thing. And like, I never remember vividly, but I remember going to those appointments and it was just weird, I guess.
Yeah.
I was a kid because my dad, they got an attorney. So they went to an attorney. So the way that my dad came about doing it is back in 1985, there was an MST. He was fortunate enough to get residency. And that's how we were able to get it. But we had to come here illegally after we pay all the fees.
Yes.
The coyotes. My parents, a funny story. Let me clarify the tanda story. So my mom and my dad got a tanda.
Yeah.
People are evil in this world. So that tanda money that my mom had gotten at work, somebody kind of saw it and took it. So they had to get another tanda to be able to make it happen. So they brought me and my 2 sisters to the United States to pay the coyote, crossed over, and now we're here. And then we went through the whole legal process of doing everything else and paid another attorney to be able to do all those. And it took years to be able to do that. How was the legal person that kind of sort of opened the doors for you to become legal, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, it was my mom. She was a resident here also.
Oh, nice.
So almost exactly the same way that you said it, because she was a resident. We were able to come in, and I think it was amnesty or pardon for that since we were children of residents. So we were able to do that too. So technically it was my grandpa who crossed over illegally, who started the whole process for all of us. And then he got his residency through his job. So then he was able to get residency for all of my uncles and aunts. And so that kind of helped the process.
Nice. So did your abuelito go to Haltom City también?
No, he went to California. He went to Los Angeles.
And then how you ended up in Haltom City specifically? What was there?
Well, I had aunts and uncles that were living over here in Haltom City. It's like everyone, if you guys have ever heard of Taco Leche, we are all concentrated in Fort Worth.
Taco Leche.
Yes, Taco Leche.
Taco Leche.
Literally. As you know, there's a lot of Zacatecanos in Fort Worth.
Zacatecanos.
But specifically where I'm from, my little pueblo, we're all in Northside. Literally.
I don't know if you're from Zacatecas or the Zacatecas people, but when we're like IMC events sometimes, and I make announcements all the time, and nobody moves.
No?
They're all like, I don't know. I think it's the Zacatecas. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm saying the wrong people. But I can't remember which ones there were. Pero creo que eran de Zacatecas. There are announcements and nobody, like, nadie.
No, I go crazy. I'm like, what?
No, que like, I tell them to go do this.
And they don't.
Y no se mueven.
No se mueven.
de hacer bulla sí. But like, to go do this. Or, hey, ya están tomando fotos. You can get in line. Y pueden formarse en la línea. Hasta que finally one of them does.
I don't know. I feel like everyone who's from Zacatecas is so proud to be from Zacatecas. And we're like loud and rambunctious and just like, that's why I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it was just a smaller, like shyer group of people, but no, it's like.
Cool. What is that town? One more time. ¿Cómo se llama el lugar?
Taco Leche.
Taco Leche. Taco Leche, what are they known for specifically?
Well, we have La Casa Grande there.
So that is?
La Casa Grande is a very big old mansion, essentially, but it's most famous because Pancho Villa stayed there.
Okay.
Whenever he was doing the Toma de Zacatecas. And so it's a beautiful, gorgeous mansion. It's huge. It's just absolutely beautiful. And then it was a rich family. And then they, the rumor is they escaped through tunnels that they had underneath. There's a whole little system of tunnels underneath when Pancho Villa was coming over, taking away from the rich, giving to the poor.
Yeah.
So then he took over that and then gave that to the pueblo. And so now that is part of Taco Leche. So it is a museum now, if I'm not mistaken, that you can go and visit. And then we have our Virgen del María del Refugio, that's the Virgen for our church there. And we're very close to Zacatecas. Like I said, we're about like 15 minutes outside of the city of Zacatecas. But that's mostly what we're known for. The conos, which is where they keep like the grain and the seeds for trading and stuff.
Really? That's neat. What are your thoughts on Pancho Villa? Now that you know maybe a little bit more about the way he is, or he was.
My dad was hilarious. He had like these posters of Pancho Villa in our house. He's like, ese es mi comandante. It's, you know, he was a real man, you know, prefiero morirme de pie, de vivir toda mi vida de rodillas. You know, it was very like macho, machismo, and just pride. And I'm not going to lie to you, I don't know so much about him. All I know is essentially that, you know, took from the rich, gave to the poor.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That's pretty much my experience.
Depending on who you ask, Pancho Villa is very iconic. I wore him on the shirt before, but his way of doing things sometimes was very, very aggressive. Yeah. From cutting ears of Americanos, judíos, to stealing, to raping, to all kinds of other stuff. Yeah. Again, but the bigger thing that people praised him for was he was fighting for like revolución, which again doesn't excuse all the horrible things, but it just depends on who you're asking. Yeah. And the historical people that you can kind of scholars, so you can kind of sort of see how they paint them. But for somebody that's in the pueblo that is bringing in food and money, and of course you're going to see him as somebody like a Robin
like a
Hood
hero, a Robin, exactly.
Yeah, so that was happening. So okay, let's go back to the driving 16 hours. Do you remember the drive at all? Did you stop at any places?
Yeah, I remember. So you leave Fort Worth. I believe we usually left around like 5 p.m. or 6 p.m., you know, to be able to drive through the night to get to like Zacatecas in the morning. So the first times we made it all the way through, I remember going through Nuevo León. Coahuila is so boring. I'm so sorry. If you live in Coahuila, there's nothing. Of course, now they've had tollways. They fixed the roads. It's a lot faster now. But I remember always the part from Coahuila was always so boring. And then once you actually get to Zacatecas, you still got a little bit more time to actually get to the city of Zacatecas. But once you get there, you're like, oh my gosh, we're finally here. And then later on, when we would go, we would change it up and we would stay at Laredo. So we would like stay the night in a hotel. And then the next morning we would make our trip through because, you know, my dad would be tired as time would go by. You know, people would say, it's not safe anymore to drive at night, you know. So we would just take some precautions and stay at the border, wake up early the next day, head on through. And like I said before, it was just regular roads. Now they have toll roads, so it's a lot faster too.
Yeah, it's it's funny because a lot of Mexicanos used to drive at nighttime all the way to, and Texas is like freaking far to cross. It's like the furthest drive.
Yeah, you know? You're like, are we there yet? You're still in Texas.
Man, you're still in Texas. It's been 12 hours. You're still in Texas.
He's still in Texas.
Once you arrived, of course, I'm sure your dad was super excited to go visit the first time for many years after being away. Pero tú, how did you feel? It was just like a little adventure as going to Mexico, I guess you could say, or?
I was excited because we have a house in Taco Leche, you know, so they left that home. And so I was excited to go back to it. But the first time we went, we're talking about that house has been sitting empty for like 10 years. Wow. Yeah, like 10 years, 12 years. So we couldn't stay there. We had to stay with an uncle. And then we would go during the day and clean. Barriendo todo, oh my gosh. It was just literally just barriendo, and then like all like the arañas, and you're just cleaning up everything. And then by the time we left, the house was fully clean. We were like unpacking some things that we had brought with us. And so it was finally starting to feel like home the first time. But then it was time to go back. So then like, okay, we'll come back again. And we actually ended up going in September again for the Feria de Independencia in Zacatecas. And it was better because, you know, we had already fully cleaned it. So now it's like, okay, now we finally get to stay in
Mhm.
this home. And it felt weird. It felt like this is where we used to live. Like I remember it, but I don't remember it. My mom's like, do you remember you fell right there? Do you remember you used
Yeah,
to
like,
pull up
no.
a chair to go see your grandpa? Because my grandparents used to live next door to us. And it was weird. It was surreal. It was
Mhm.
different. And it's only a 1 bedroom, a little 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, little kitchen, little living room. And now it's 2 stories. We've been able to build on it, and we've been able to make it into my parents' like dream home for when they retire. They can stay down there.
That's awesome.
So it was exciting.
Was there a lack of opportunities there that your parents decided to make it to the States, and your grandfather initially, or were you cattle ranchers, were you farmers? Was there anything going on over there that you can sustain a lifestyle?
Oh yeah, my dad used to work for Mexicana.
Mm,
And that
Mexicana.
was for the airline Mexicana.
Yeah.
It was a great job. Like, it was just, I think him and my mother were just, okay, well, what do we want?
Mhm.
Do we want our children to grow up here? Do we want to stay here? We have an opportunity to go. Like, should we at least go? And the plan was, and I think everyone's parents' plan is,
Few years.
we're going to go for a few years. We're going to, make some money, and then we're going to come back.
Nah.
And it never happened.
My dad initially said he was going to be here for 2-3 years.
Yeah.
30, 40 years later.
Yeah, 40 years
35
later. So I think
he's not going back.
yeah, they're just not, and that's okay.
Lifestyle is so easy. Like life
Yeah.
in general here is bien fácil.
Mhm.
As challenging as you might sound like it is,
Yeah.
it's not. Todo está ahí, las tiendas están ahí, tienen todo. Everybody pretty much drives.
Exactly.
Hay leyes, hay things, trabajo. So, no
Yeah.
falta. So,
So I wouldn't say there was like necessarily like urgency or we had to go. I think it was just, what do we want to do?
so it's a possibility it could have been y'all. How many kids are y'all?
It's just me and my sister.
So for y'all, it's like,
Mhm.
a lo mejor hay más oportunidades para ellas si
Yeah.
estamos aquí.
Mhm.
Nice. Any of that you experienced as a little kid? Was there any entrepreneur, anybody that was doing any kind of businesses, anything in your mind that you already started kind of thinking about, like maybe you wanted to be an entrepreneur?
Oh, no.
Not at all?
No. I mean, my dad was just a hard worker. He still is a hard worker. He's my hero. He's my inspiration.
Awesome.
And like, I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to be in criminology. I wanted to be a pathologist. I wanted to have like a job. Like entrepreneurship was literally brand new to me. Like I've only been doing this for 3 years. And literally it's only been in my mind for 3 years. And I'm really actually happy that I did it. But no, my career was way different. I did 5 years in human resources before this.
Wow.
It wasn't something that I'm like, I've been dreaming of my whole life. My dad, like, he had steady jobs throughout it, but he was always such a great, like, salesman and a great, like, worker, just leadership, discipline, integrity. And he was kind of the one that got me into entrepreneurship because he used to work for Dr. Pepper. He used to be their Hispanic market manager.
Nice.
And then Keurig bought Dr. Pepper literally right when COVID was about to happen. And so they kind of got rid of his position and they're like, do you want to stay? Or like, do you want to go? They weren't like firing him, but it was like, it's up to you. And my dad's like, you know what? No, like I want to go. Like I've been building relationships with these companies, with these restaurants, with these carnicerias. Like I'm going to do my own thing. And literally right when COVID happened, he started doing his own distribution and he was doing cleaning products, cleaning supplies from Mexico.
Oh, wow.
So he was busy during COVID. He was left and right. They want bleach, they want cleaning supplies. He was just going around and he saw that there was an opportunity with smaller Hispanic businesses that were being a little neglected by big companies like Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper wants American Airlines. They want Dallas Cowboys. They want accounts like that. They don't want a little carniceria that's on the north side that's only going to buy 3 12-packs into like 2 liters. So my dad saw like that opportunity. And then I slowly started seeing him, working. He bought a van, trucks. He has a warehouse. He's slowly doing his thing. And then he slowly started incorporating me into it because he was like, I need your help with this. I need your help with photos. I need your help with a website. I need your help with like making a business card. And I'm like, okay. And slowly starting in the back of my mind, I'm like, one day I'm going to have to help my dad. One day I'm going to have to take over. One day I'm going to have to do this. And so the day kind of finally came when I was in human resources. And I was like, you know what? I think it's time for me to go and help my dad. But it was always help my dad. Help my dad take over. help him in whatever direction he wants to go into. And literally, La Catrina was never in my head. It was never something that was like, I want to do this. It just kind of happened because he had a warehouse in Northside, right there on Long Avenue. And by Long and 35, he had a warehouse. They were getting a new owner. They were looking to lease it to someone else. So my dad's like, okay, so we're going to have to move locations. And that's when a friend of ours who did our wrapping J&A signs, he was like, hey, like I'm moving my offices to Ridgmar Mall. They want tenants. They're looking for people. They're desperate. Like the rent is cheap. Why don't you check it out? I know you need a new warehouse. And then that's when we went and we walked it. And if you guys don't know Ridgmar Mall, it's very dead. It's very quiet. It's very empty. And when we looked at it, we're like, there's not even a candy store in here. There's not even any kind of like store, like a regular basic, like dulceria, nothing. And that's when my dad kind of got the idea. He's like, why don't we open up a candy store? And I'm like, well, okay, well, it's yours. You know, I'll help you. I'll work it. I'll be your employee. I'll staff it for you. I'll be here. And that's how it kind of started. And then my dad was like, no, like I need to focus more on wholesale distribution. You should do this. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, but let's do it. And we started off with candy, with dulces, a dulceria. And I was like, I want more. I want to build a store that I would have loved going to when I was younger. When I was here in Haltom and there was nothing like this here. I want to see like fun stickers that represent my childhood, my like growing up, my traditions. I want to see fun, cute knickknacks, trinkets, clothing. Like I want to find a store that's just like, it's me. And so I slowly started incorporating things. And I'm an artist too. So I draw, I paint, I do graphic designing. My mom's taught me how to embroider, how to sew. Like we're literally a jack of all trades. We do a lot of the stuff in-house. And so we just kind of started experimenting with things. And slowly the candy just kind of kept pushing and pushing aside. And the candy sustained us for a while. You know, it was people came, they bought candy, piñatas, but then they wanted more. They're like, oh, do you have like these like barro cups for a birthday? Or I'm looking for gifts. Do you have this for a party? Or I want like a card for my friend. So people kind of told me what they wanted, what they were looking for.
So the demand started just happening naturally, that people were asking for this product or that product.
Yeah. And then I think they were like stores like mine exist a lot in San Antonio. And so people would say, oh, because I saw this store in San Antonio, they had it. Or I saw this other store that had it. Like in California, there's a big one over there too. And so they started, just giving me the ideas, what they wanted to see, what they were looking for. And I'm like, okay, I'll take it and I'll run with it.
Okay. Let's backtrack just a bit and we'll pick up here in a second before we start talking a little bit deeper into the... Thank you, by the way. I know you're eager to talk about it and it's a passion of yours, so it's only obvious. So I'm never going to stop you.
I am my father's daughter. I go.
Pero antes de eso, like going to high school, realizing that you were Mexicana, were you already thinking of... I know you had a bunch of fields that you wanted to get into. Was there anything specific that you wanted to go to school and went to school for?
Well, I graduated top 3% of my class. So I was able to go. I was automatically accepted to any Texas university. But money's tight, as you know. Claro. So I ended up going to TCC just to get my basics. And then from TCC, I went to Texas Wesleyan University. And that's where I was going in with criminal justice at first. And then I ended up changing my major to marketing. Yes, because it was easier. It was a time where I was like, okay, I'm going to be in college for 4 years was my goal. I was like, do I really want to do criminology? Like, what is it that I want to do with criminology? And so I started thinking, I'm like, you know what? We're going to change this. And so I went into marketing. But I didn't graduate from Texas Wesleyan. I just went for a year. And then I did get my associates in TCC. But just your regular, in your basics. I didn't have any like specific career, anything that I was like, I'm going to graduate this and I'm going to do this. Claro. It was just whatever I could get that wouldn't cost me so much money.
Where does the art area come for you? Who inspired you to be the artist part? I mean, graphic design kind of aligns with that. Was that kind of where it started, or were you already kind of already painting or drawing or things like that?
It was a little bit of both. So my mom is the artist. I call her the creative director. She went to art school in LA. She went to fashion school. So she was definitely in the art fashion. And so she would be doodling and drawing, at home. If she was on the phone, she's over here drawing and sketching. And so then that inspired me to draw and sketch.
Mm-hmm.
But my love for graphic designing actually came from high school because I was the editor-in-chief of my yearbook.
Mm.
And they taught me Photoshop. They taught me InDesign. They taught me Illustrator. So I was fully immersed in those softwares. And I loved it. It was so much fun. And we would take like inspiration from magazines, from Pinterest, trying to make our yearbook the best it could be. Like we won awards for like the layouts, the designs.
You just award winning all the way around. You can't stop yourself. That's awesome.
Can't stop it.
No, so good. Hey, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it right and all the way to the top. Why do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it was incredible because it was part photojournalism and photography.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to mix my passions and my interests together, and it just kind of all naturally just kind of came together with the art, with the drawing, with the graphic designing, and just creating some like digital art and regular art.
Claro. So you graduated for your associates. Did you go into the work field already, or did you continue school to get more further education?
Yeah. So once I graduated high school, I was working retail. I worked for James Avery. I worked for Francesca's. I worked for Dillard's. And then that was when I actually got fired. Dillard's. I didn't sell enough.
Happens.
It happens. And so I was looking for a job, and that's kind of where my dad's connections came in. And I started working at Canales Furniture.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Canales.
my dad was kind of like working with them because he was for Dr. Pepper, Hispanic market manager, Canales. They were big in the community, and they were looking for someone to help Nelly, who was my boss. She was in charge of human resources. And so I was her assistant, and then I just kind of like slowly went up the ranks, again, with no human resource experience at all, no human resource degree, nothing. So they really took me in. Like she taught me like, hey, we're going to do this. This is what, what's it called? OSHA's about. This is employee safety. This is payroll. This is benefits. This is hiring. This is firing. Wow. Having those like difficult conversations, keeping everything in order, but also working for Canales. It's a family-owned business. So my job did require more of me. So it's like, okay, we're opening a brand new store. We're going to go help them out with whatever they need. We need forms. Design a form because I was great at graphic design. Design a form. We're going to be hosting this event. Let's network with council members. Let's get to know the Chamber of Commerce in Arlington. Like it was really immersive. It was like my first experience being in a business, but I didn't know it at the time. I'm human resources. That's my title.
That's how I do it.
I punch in from 9 to 5. That was my thinking. My mentality was, I work for Canales. This is what I do. Does my job require a little bit more? Yeah, of course, I'll do it. I'll stay late. I'll work on the weekends. I'll do this. I loved it. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But little did I know all of that would be helping me now with what I'm doing in my business.
So Canales, are they franchising?
Yes.
They're franchised now, right?
They are. When I came in, they were already franchised. Yes. Okay. But it's 9 brothers and sisters. They all each owned a store. And then they franchised it. So they started franchising it to their store managers, like family friends, people they trusted, people like, hey, you've been with us for so many years. You're ready to have your own store. Let's franchise it. Let's make you a business owner. Let's help you open a store, help you with your employees, help you with like the hiring and training. And it's yours.
Wow. That's so neat. Okay, they're all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
They expanded so big. It's not even funny.
They grew so fast because I was there kind of when it exploded a little bit, and I still got to see that growth. Like I helped them when they opened the new big old warehouse distribution and corporate office in Arlington that used to be the old what was it called?
Choctaw? Choctaw?
No, it was oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the name.
In Arlington though. What area?
It used to be like an old electric store. Not Universal.
Not Best Buy, no?
No, it was like one of those older ones. But it used to be a little like...
Because I remember being off of close to one of their stores used to be close to the AT&T Stadium.
Yeah, they still have that one there. Yeah, but no, they opened their new distribution center off of 20.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know the name.
I forgot it. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm blanking.
So good. So good.
Yeah, it used to be an electronics store.
Okay, so it's funny because now we can talk a little bit more of the your journey because it makes sense, right? Now, all the things of your mom, the creative side, all the experience with Canales and the working ethic of your dad kind of merged together to make La Catrina.
Yeah.
La Catrina. Tell me about the name. Of course, it has a lot of meaning if you know the history behind it. Pero ¿por qué?
So if you see a lot of Mexican stores or a lot of Hispanic names, you'll see Frida, Michoacán, Pequeño Mexico, Linda, Bonita. I saw all these names and I was like, no one has named anything after La Catrina, you know? And I dressed up as a Catrina for Dia de los Muertos. I loved dressing up and painting my face and knowing the culture. And again, with art, I know it was Jose Posada who drew it. And I was just obsessed with that image. And I'm like, I just love it. And no one ever has used this name. And my dad, he was like, if you can do this right, you can like have people associate it automatically. When they hear La Catrina, they're going to think you. And I was like, okay. So I kind of almost turned it into an alter ego. And I'm like, I am La Catrina. And it's origin. It's beautiful. It's just history. It's, you know, honoring our past and our loved ones and just knowing who we are, where we come from and where we're going.
Okay. So before the actual conversation, you trying to think of the name. I know your dad already pretty much told you, hey, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
So after that, the conversation starts to, we're going to do it right here at the Ridgmar Mall.
Ridgmar Mall.
Ridgmar Mall. That's where you're going to do it?
Yes.
There's a space already. You're looking into it. Very affordable for right now still. There's very minimal business, but the Latino businesses are showing up.
Yeah.
You know, there's a few of y'all that are continuing to bring people and bring traffic and kind of reviving the place that has been low traffic for a little while. And, you know, all of a sudden, y'all doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So finally, the conversation happens that you're going to do it.
Yes.
So you're going to have a dulceria primero.
Yes.
So candy store only.
100%.
All candies.
All candy.
Mexican candies specifically. All the ones that you grew up with. You got your Carlos Quintos. You have your mazapanes, all the good ones. Y'all just want to sell candy and wholesaling, or how do y'all want to do it? Like literally a dulceria that you walk in, get a piece and leave.
Yeah. So literally it was candy store all the way 100%. I mean, we're talking about, this is when Ridgmar still had the, not the Sea Life, but they had like, I think it was called Sea Life. I'm blanking on it too. They had attractions. They had a lot of movement of children. And it was like, you know, let's sell them to them individually. Now, if they wanted to come and ask us for wholesale, we were 100% open to that too. Or if they're planning a party and, you know, they're buying more than a certain quantity, there was like a discount and a space for that. But yeah, it was just supposed to be brick and mortar dulceria all day long. My dad always said it's the noblest job or first business you can have is a dulceria. The easiest and just like novelty of it. It's just... Everyone loves a good candy store.
Now you're coming to the name itself. Do you remember the conversation, the aha moment, like, Catrina, this is where I want to go with?
Yeah, because my dad's business is called Multicosas Distribution.
Multicosas Distribution.
And so my original name was Multicosas La Catrina. And people could not say Multicosas. It was a hard...
Multi, what would they come and say?
Yeah, they're like, multi. And it was Hispanics, like Mexicans, could not say Multicosas.
Try it in Spanish. Multicosas.
Yeah. They're like, ¿Cómo se llama? And I'm like, Multicosas.
That's funny.
And it was because we had, you know, multiple items. We had a lot of things. So that was the whole gist of it. And so that's when I was like, okay, we're just going to drop the Multicosas and we're just going to go with La Catrina. But I was like, I felt like still La Catrina was still like, how do I identify what it is? So then that's why I'm like, why don't we call it La Catrina Mexican Shop?
Mexican Shop.
Yeah.
La Catrina Mexican Shop. Because you still can see it. If you search it, Multicosas pop up every so often.
Yes, it still pops up. It's still out there. Yeah, it's still there.
But the ones that no, like multicosas, múltiple de cosas.
Yes.
Like a lot of cosas.
Exactly.
So Mexican Shop made a lot more sense for the things that you're doing. And it's more Mexicano stuff.
Yeah, 100% Mexicano. Okay. Which is, I think, sometimes, not that people get upset, but, you know, there are more than just Mexicans here. I definitely agree with that. You know, there's more Venezolanos, Hondureños, you know, a lot from...
But predominantly
Mexican.
With a lot of us.
Yes.
Chingo.
That's I'm like, I'm focusing on what I know, and that's Mexicans.
Okay, so honoring your cultura, La Catrina is the signifier pretty much. You want your dad to say, when you think of La Catrina, you think of the candies and everything else, and all of a sudden it starts shifting. But when did it start arranging to where the people are asking for more? You said that the candies started happening really good, but after how long were you open, all of a sudden they start saying, like, you opened in 2023, ¿verdad?
Yes.
So in 2023, shortly after, how long before they start saying, hey, no tienes esto, no tienes esto? Yeah. How long?
So 2020, we opened 2023 November. So we're talking February was already when people were asking for more because it was Valentine's Day. They wanted Valentine's Day baskets. They wanted like little gifts. I guess they had seen it on, like, this is when, like, I think the surge of what barro is right now and the pottery and just like the fun knickknacks was really just exploding. And so people were seeing it. They just didn't know where to get it. And that's where I was too. I'm like, well, what is it that you're looking for? And they really couldn't explain it to me either at
Not
first.
even a picture or something?
No, they were just like, oh, I saw this on TikTok or I saw this on Facebook.
Grab a screen grab?
And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'll try, you know. So then that's when I really started getting into social media and TikTok. And I was like, okay, I see what it is. Like, I remember too, it's hilarious. It started off with the pickle kits. I was like, what the hell is a pickle kit?
What is a pickle kit?
Yeah, the chamoy pickle kits.
Okay, chamoy
you know,
pickle
oh my
kit.
gosh, that thing was crazy. Like, literally end of 2023, 2024. And so that's when I realized people are going off of trending things that they see on TikTok. So I'm like, okay, let me go find these chamoy pickles. Let me go get the fruit roll or the fruit loop. Yeah, the fruit roll ups. I already have the other candies. It's just putting it together. And there we go. And that was
so you sell the kit, they go and make it at the house.
Yes.
You don't have to sell the finished product.
No, not at all.
Let them
divertirse. They go make the mess of their house.
Cool.
So that was like the first thing. And then it was like, they want gifts with candy. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to put the candy in? So I was like, okay, I can get these little mercado bags.
By the way, if you can't see it, now you can. Mira. Excelente. Got the little... I don't know what the story behind this guy is. Por favor,
Dr. Simi. Oh my gosh, do we have time?
Sí. Por favor, dime the Dr. Simi.
So, Dr. Simi.
Why do you want to incorporate him? I've seen him on social media.
Yes.
So you're very tied to being visible about what's going on because it's trending.
In Mexico, yes. Because it's going back to like.
No me regañe, por favor. O sea, a veces se me pasan las cosas. So, Dr. Simi, por favor, one more time.
Yeah. So, Dr. Simi, it's farmacias similares. So they are pharmacies in Mexico. But the thing is, they're very popular because they're everywhere.
I've seen the Monillo.
Yes.
That thing that went viral, I think.
The little, you have the keychains now. You have the socks. You have pastilleros, which are literally like little keychains where you can hold your little pills in. The characters, the collaborations they've done with El Chavo, with like DC and comics.
Oh, wow.
But their popularity came because they were everywhere. They were in like the smallest pueblos. They were like, their phrase is like el mismo pero más barato. So that's what their targeting was for their audience.
Okay.
And then they're like, okay, well, how do we get people to come into our farmacia? So they have a portaga, like a mascot. So it's just a little Dr. Simi. He's out there. He's all nice and sweet. He smiles. He waves at people. And so it just kind of was that nostalgia of like, I remember going to Mexico and seeing that little mascot outside and having fun and just waving at you. You know, he was just a mascot.
Se me pasó esa etapa for me. I missed that era, I swear. I don't remember seeing him ever in my entire life until social media.
Yeah.
It was neat that you know the history behind it.
Yeah, because I remember there's one in Tacualeche. There's two actually in Tacualeche. There's one like in the upper part, one in the lower part. And I remember farmacias similares. And I remember Apotarca. But that was it. I don't remember actually going in there. You know, he's so iconic now. I always compare him to Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
Buc-ee's is a beaver. It's a gas station, but everyone stops. Everyone has the merch. Everyone has the shirts. It's just great marketing at the end of the day.
Have you ever thought about doing one for you? Something similar de la Catrina tuya?
I would love to do one.
Yeah. ¿Por qué no? A little plush, little cosita. Just a, suggestion. It'd be kind of neat.
Yeah. Let me see. See me if you want to partner.
There you go. Mira. So this is, and then you get your little baskets. People can buy the entire basket, or but you kind of sort of give them a variety they can pick from.
People love to make their own. That was something that I learned also in this industry.
Okay.
They like to see ideas. They like to see examples, but they want to make the decision at the end of the day. They want to pick the bag. They want to pick the candy that goes in it. They want to pick the stickers or extra items that go in it. They want to be in control of making the basket, but they want help too. So they want examples there. Because some people will, it's already made, it's already ready, I will take it.
You know what I've seen in South Korea? You get your little tray, and they got a bunch of those patches.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of go shopping for your patches, and then you take it to the man, and he patches your bag or your whatever.
Yeah, customization, personalization.
So it's kind of like the same idea on the bag.
Yes.
You get your little bag, and you go pick this stuff up, and you just charge them a fee for.
Yeah, it's usually like, for example, it's usually like $20, as much candy as you can fill in there, and then
Have you seen some out of control ones?
an extra, like, if you want a sticker, like it's a little extra, a little extra fee. But people love the customization and personalization, and that's where we really excelled in was, okay, you're looking for gifts, but you don't want to be held to, I have to get this option or this option. They want to have the option to pick the color, what goes in it, what they don't want on it. And that's what I saw was like, okay, so what people really want is a gift shop. They want a novelty gift shop where they can find gifts and treats and knickknacks, but also a sweet treat.
Yeah.
And things. And then our plan has always been to make it as Mexican as it can be. From the music to the sound to the smell to the colors. Like, the store is painted black and white because there's so much color in everything that we have. So it just helps everything
pop,
sobresalir in all aspects.
So after you realized they kind of wanted a gift shop, what is the baggie called? Is there a particular name you have for it?
No, honestly, I've tried to come up with names and then I forget the names.
And so they know already you want a bag and you want to pick your own stuff, and they already know what to do. Nice. That's pretty cool. I got one.
Yeah.
Con el doctorcito. And everything. You got your sticker también y toda la cosa. Awesome. Okay. I seen your website. You have a bunch of stuff that you can go in there and buy.
Yes.
From cups to diferentes cosas. Did the website yourself también? Porque you had a little experience with it?
So, yes. So, first, I have to shout out to my husband. He was the one that created my whole POS system and website. But the designing aspect was myself. Yes. He kind of taught me. He's like, okay, this is WordPress. This is WooCommerce. They work together. This is your hosting site. This is the actual website. This is how you build it. So he did teach me. But then once he taught me, I'm like, okay, I got you.
Yeah. What is the biggest thing that your husband helped you? Because the time I met you at Coffee with the Chamber is that you and your husband, you came and introduced yourself. We've seen each other probably passing, but what is the most significant things that he helped you? Of course, the POS, but what other support that maybe he may be an unsung hero. People don't know that he kind of sort of helps you out in the back end. He maybe doesn't, people don't recognize that he's the one also behind it. What are the biggest things he helped you?
So, website, POS, my whole system. That's huge. If you're a business owner, it's a lot of money just to host it, or even if you're using Square or what's the other one?
Toast.
Toast. Like, that's a lot of money. And if you have someone that can help you minimize the cost, like, that's amazing.
Wow.
So my husband's a genius on that side. And he also installed my security cameras. Because he does IT, so he does all the installation. He even got my sound system working. I'm like the only store in Ridgmar Mall that has like the speakers, built into the ceiling, connected with a little, transmitter, and it works. Like I'm a regular store. He's made it really seem professional. When he was helping me opening the store, he wasn't my husband yet. He was my fiance. And he was there painting. He was there like every day with us, cleaning, like rearranging things. Like, no, you should do this. No, how about that? Installing the racks, the first little black racks that we had that were so tiny and so ugly, but they were free. So it's like,
why not?
Why not? And so he really built what he can be like the backbone of it. So he really is the unsung hero of La Catrina.
That's amazing. Did you feel immediately the embracement of the community, that you were already part of the community without realizing, and they're been looking for something like you forever and a day, and all of a sudden now you gave it to them?
At first, no.
No?
At first, no.
They were not embracing you.
They didn't know where I was.
You. Okay, that's the problem.
They didn't know me. They didn't know who I was. They didn't know where I was. It wasn't until I started doing vendor markets where I really felt the community embraced me. When they were like, you're in Ridgmar Mall? Like, there's things there. Because a lot of our customers are from River Oaks. And in Extension River Oaks, the north side of Fort Worth, like, we're closer to them than the Gran Plaza. And so they started seeing it as like, I don't have to go as far anymore to get my treats, my snacks, my chips, my drinks. I have a closer option. And not only that, like, it's also a gift shop. I can customize, I could personalize. So it wasn't until I started reaching my customers, and I started going out to find them, where I was like, okay, something's not working here, like we're here, it's fine, but we're still kind of hidden.
Was it super slow, super slow?
Oh, at first, I wouldn't say super slow.
Even social media wasn't helping you push?
Oh, yeah, social media was hard. I could say that was hard. That was a really hard time first. We once started with like 0 followers, and it's like you see it grow, but it just wasn't pushing it to the people. And I would pay promotion, and I would
Tampoco even paid.
Yeah, I would try to follow the trends. I would try to see what is it that the other stores that are like me, that have thousands of followers, are doing, and what can I kind of do to piggyback off of that. And so I started seeing how they were posting. I started seeing what they were posting, and I was mimicking that. But even then, I wasn't getting traffic. I wasn't getting people. I saw you on TikTok. I saw you on Instagram. And it's when I kind of started doing my own thing. I started putting myself in front of the camera. I started showing like, this is what I do. This is who I am. I was like opening up and talking to a camera.
Was it strange to you to be able to show your face and be in front of the camera?
100%. I think
so why did you feel like it was just not the thing?
I think it's como mexicanos siempre tenemos ese like,
¿qué van a decir?
No, como vergüenza de que like, ay no, es que qué lástima, no, me van a burlar, they're gonna make fun of me. Or also it was like the idea of being humble and not bragging and not like putting yourself out there. Like I know so many Hispanic businesses who hide behind their logo because, it's like, let the logo speak for itself. Like, I don't want to be all presumida y que me creen and like, I'm all this and that. I get that from a lot of businesses. Are scared. And I think that's something as Mexicanos we have. It's like, no lo voy a hacer, tengo vergüenza. Like, I don't want to do that. I want to show off. Like, I just want to like sell my stuff. And that's it. I don't want to become like a dancing monkey. I don't want to become like an actor. So
you had a major battle before you ever got in front of the camera. But what made you want to get in front of the camera eventually?
I had to. No one else was going to do it for me, If it wasn't me, no one else was going to do it. So I was like, little by little, it started off with just like the voiceovers. You film yourself doing something and then you do the voiceover and you're like, okay.
That's good.
And then it started like with the lip syncing a little. Like, okay, it wasn't my voice. So I'm not like hearing my voice and cringing. And then slowly talking to the camera, getting comfortable with the camera, and surely enough, you're over here like just whipping your phone out in any situation, and you're just not embarrassed anymore. You're just not scared to do it. But honestly, if I wasn't going to do it, no one else was going to do it for me.
Yeah. And then the pivot to be out in the markets. When did the idea come to be out in the markets and try the markets out? Well, because it's a brilliant strategy, by the way, because eventually you kind of sort of like realizing there's a whole freaking mall that has a bunch of stuff and closer to you.
Exactly.
Like, come see me.
It's a new form of marketing that I think a lot of businesses are taking advantage of now.
Nice.
And I remember I saw my first vendor market. I was going to Artes de la Rosa for an event.
¿Cuál fue? It was Artes de la Rosa?
Yeah.
The very first one?
No, it wasn't Artes de la Rosa, but I was going to Artes de la Rosa. Gotcha. And I don't remember actually who it was. But they had a setup outside, and I'm like, what is this? And I walked over, and I was like, people are selling. And they just like, they kind of huddled around, and I was seeing like cool things, like things that they made, and like jewelry and bookmarks and clothing. And I was like, what is this? I need to look it up. And I'm like, oh, I know who it was. It was Cultura Markets.
Cultura Markets.
Yes.
Mariah.
Yes, it was Mariah. And then I took a picture of her banner and I was like, okay, I'm going to save this for later. And I started looking into what is a vendor market. And I was scared at first because it's like $45 or $50, for your spot. And you're like, oh my gosh, like it's a lot of money at first. Now it's like, okay. Now it's part of my marketing budget, so I know what I can afford. But at first, it's scary. You're like, okay, because you're going to need to buy a tent. You're going to need tables. You're going to need a chair. You're going to need table covers. Bring your product. How are you going to display your product? Like that was not in my mind at first.
Like, you got to buy more racks and different things.
You got to buy setup because it's not just a little booth. You need to make it into a little mini experience, a little mini store. So at first, the first time, all my product was just on the table.
Hey, got out there though.
I got out there.
What was your first market ever?
It was at Casa Azul. At Casa Azul with Cultura Markets. It was like not October. I think it was more like, because we're talking about 2024. I think it was like August. That was like the first time.
And did you naturally, I know you only have the minimal because you just want to be out there. You got yourself out there. But did you already find that you were immediately in conversation telling people about where you were at and that they can come see you for more?
I think that was overkill on my part when I first started doing markets. It was just...
You didn't care for selling that thing. Like, just go see me over there.
Ridgmar Mall. I'm at Ridgmar Mall. Come visit me. And
that's funny.
I realized... It kind of almost turned people away because they were like, oh, I'll go visit her at the mall. And I didn't have any business cards. I didn't have any like signage. It was just word of mouth. And then I kind of wised up a little bit. I'm like, well, if I'm paying money to be here, I might as well sell some things too, So that's where I was like, okay, I need to invest. This is another store. I need to invest in it. I need to make it look nice. I need signage because what's the whole purpose of us being out here too? To sell and to bring customers to the store.
Gotcha.
So then it was different. It was hard. I've never done like a vendor market style. I had never been out there selling. Actually, the first time I was so tired and so like frustrated that I took a break and I didn't do it again until December.
Is that because you were not getting results in both areas, not selling too many, and then they were not coming to see you?
Yeah. And then it was like I was out of the store and my mom, she would help me. She's like, okay, you need to come to the store because if you're not going to do this, you need to be here selling because we weren't busy, but at least there were people there. Mm-hmm. So I took a break in December. And then the North Side Navidad, I think that was with the chamber that they set up that one. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it one more time. And that's when it really changed. That's when I realized I'm like, okay, there's money in this, there's a future in this if it's done correctly. And I think now, I've almost even mastered vendor markets where I also learned too, because I would bring too much. You're like, oh, I need to bring this, I need to bring that, I need to bring that. And then you're so crowded and people they just
overwhelmed with stuff.
They just kind of pass by it and you're like, why am I not selling? And it's like, there's just no space for anything on the table. So people just see so many options, they walk away. So then I learned to pull back and not bring so much with me. Just let's focus on a couple things and let's see what works in markets. Taking notes. Okay, I sold stickers today. I sold cups today. I sold dog toys. I didn't sell clothing. I didn't sell this other knickknack. So I'm like, okay, so in this market, I know not to bring those now. I focus on what sells.
Okay. And then the incorporation of telling them that you have a bigger operation somewhere else naturally came in conversation también?
Yes. Because then I started using it as a trust method almost. As in people trusted me more. Because it wasn't like I was just I don't want to say a bad term, but I was just like this floater traveler that came in and sold and took your money and I never saw you again.
Gotcha.
I was building a trust with customers to be like, hey, I have a physical location. You can come visit me. You don't have to wait for a vendor market. I have way more in store. That was my leading thing. It's like, this is just a glimpse of what La Catrina is. You want to see the full experience, come to the store. Mm-hmm. Here's a coupon, here's my QR code, here's where you can find me, come visit me. And it slowly, my customers started from vendor markets to seeing me in the shop now. And they're like, I met you at this vendor market. I met you here. And I'm like, oh yeah, I saw you. And they started coming to the store.
How does it make you feel whenever you hear somebody that saw you at the market? Because of course you see hundreds of people, but when they say I saw you, how does it make you feel whenever they're in the store?
It just makes me feel like is this real? It actually worked. I actually was able to connect with someone and they connected enough with me and trusted me enough to come visit me in store. It's a lot to get people to trust you nowadays, and not only that, to have someone take their hard-earned money and give it to you.
Yeah,
it's a lot now. And so it just makes me happy. It makes me feel like it's is this real? Am I doing it? Is it actually working?
It's working. Yeah. You evolve into, earlier you say mastering marketing or the markets. Mm-hmm. In your definition for you, what would that be like? What does it look like now to master that for you and the things that you do now?
So it means before I used to sign up for every vendor market I could find. And it's figuring out which ones are actually beneficial to me. Not every vendor market is made for me. So that was number one, was actually when I call mastering it, it's like, okay, I don't need to be at every vendor market. I don't need to be in every farmer's market. I need to be at the ones that specifically target my audience.
Okay.
And then mastering what I'm bringing. Like I said, not to overwhelm the table, to bring very specific items, and to keep track of what is selling and what is not selling, to know what to bring next time. Understanding where I'm going to be, my area, my demographic. If I'm going to be in South Lake, that's a different inventory than what I'm taking to the north side. If I'm going to be at an art function with a school, that's 100% different than what I'm taking to like the marine park. Depending on the themes, depending on the time of year, it's figuring out, okay, this is a Selena themed market. You're going to bring Selena inspired items. You're going to think, okay, these are where the fans are. We're going to bring the bitty bitty bum bum bag. We're going to bring like Selena stickers and earrings, but we're not going to bring the whole Selena section. We just want to bring a little to focus on the event. And also is taking risks also, you can figure out which market you go to and you can take risks, like, oh, okay, like this is the market. Like for Casa Azul, I did a lot of experimenting there because this is my steady market. I went there once a month. Every third Sunday I was there. So I'm like, okay, this time I'm going to bring dog toys, see how it works. Because there are dogs that go there, parents that have dogs, and they did well. Okay, I'm going to bring clothing now. Clothing did not do good. And that's okay. You just figure it out. And then that kind of helped me like solidify, okay, this is what my standard market setup is.
Nice.
And also the one that I like to tell a lot of vendors too is like, don't be scared of a one table setup, because some people are like I said, I need to bring 3 tables. I need to bring the whole setup. I think I've almost mastered the one table setup where it's like I've made more money with 1 table than I have with 3 tables.
And you can always have things under that you can bring up to replace the stuff.
Exactly.
So you don't overwhelm the people. And then doing all that, you also discover the branding part, the visibility, the logo, to make sure that who knows who you are can look you up on social media and find other things that you have. Okay, we're running short on time, but I have a couple more questions before I let you go. So you incorporated artisans, artisanal arts almost.
Yeah.
Where did you find them from? Was it Directo de Mexico, somebody, or here locally you found artists or things like that?
So my dad is the one that helped me find the artists. So my parents go to Mexico every 2 months, every 2 years. Like I was like,
they got a whole 18-wheeler.
Oh no, yeah. So my parents go to Mexico every 2 months. They're literally leaving like this Saturday to go. And so most of our stuff comes from Guanajuato, from Zacatecas, from Guadalajara, and from the Yucatan Peninsula. So I like if you want to be more specific, like Cancun, Tulum area. So they usually bring me more of the very one of a kind, cute, fun, trending, what is that people want. Now, our barro, like our basic one, my dad was able to find a connection in Guanajuato to help bring it to us. So we don't really physically go there to get the barro, but we have our connection there. And they're artisanal families, generations working on this barro, creating it, just lineages of like creating this art. And I love seeing it how it's become, because barro used to be considered the old man or the poor man's pottery. Talavera was the rich man's. Not anymore. They've changed it completely where it's just everyone wants barro, and talavera they kind of like pushed aside. No one wants it anymore. Yeah.
Why did you want specifically to have artistas artesanales de Mexico specifically?
Well, because it makes it more authentic. I mean, and there are a lot of local people here. Like I've seen a lot pop up more. A lot of wholesalers. I even say everyone and their mom sells barro now because it's just so accessible and it's easy to bring in. But it's just more authentic when you can bring it in from Mexico, from your tierra, where you can feel the authenticity. Yeah. And not only that, you're helping out families over there too. You're also helping provide them with a paycheck, fair trade. It's helping them build as well as yourself. And
as far now, you're doing the pop-ups yourself sometimes.
I am. I'm hosting my own.
You have
markets.
Your own pop-ups.
Yeah.
Why do it? I mean, I know it's work for you, but you have the space. You have people that are wanting to do markets. Is that kind of sort of how it did, or why did you wanted to do that specifically? Also helps visibility, me imagino, right?
Oh yeah, I'm huge I'm huge on helping small businesses because I myself, it's like I wanted to turn to someone like who can help me. And not to say that there wasn't a lot of people to help with, but it's hard at first. And so
You need all the help you can
you
get.
need everything, especially like with markets, they've become so popular and so in demand that there are small businesses that can't get into markets because it's just so overwhelmed and almost a little saturated with each like category.
Yeah.
So it was trying to find a way to offer other small businesses the opportunity to sell where it's not so overwhelming, where it's a nice, easier, steady environment, where they can, experiment, try new things, while also not being so cutthroat and so hard on their pockets too. Because look, I'm used to paying now. Like, I'm paying $250 for markets now. The highest I think I've paid is like almost $1,000 for a market, and that can be really like scary to someone starting off who wants to begin an entrepreneurship. So it's like if I can offer the space, because thankfully Ridgmar Mall let us do it too. I was like, can we do it? Can we do it? I finally got the okay to do it, and I just wanted to fill the mall with small businesses. I wanted just to be filled with people, lots of music, laughter, just people there. And so it's just been coming this another opportunity for small business to come in and sell.
Is this the very first one you had? You had previously before? This
is my third one.
And when are you going to have the next one coming up?
So I'm going to have another one in July. I actually made a little poll. I'm like, should we do another one? And it was overwhelmingly, yes, please, let's do another, especially with it being hot in Texas. People want an indoor market, and the mall may be dead and it may be quiet, but it has air conditioning.
July, ¿qué día?
I believe we're looking at July 25th.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
So great, amazing that you're doing everything, that you're having opportunity to other people, kind of repaying the favor of the ones that helped you out. So as far as being a Latina-owned, small business-owned, immigrant-owned, and all the other things that you have now that you accomplished, which one do you think was the hardest part for you to realize that it was more challenging? The immigrant part, was it the Latina woman-owned part, or was it, which part do you think it was more?
That's a good question. I think the immigrant part, but just going back to people don't believe me that I'm not from here, that I'm an immigrant, and also the women own. There's women literally run the economy in the small business world, and there's not enough of us that get that spotlight, that get that attention. So it's great to pull focus into that. But I definitely think the immigrant one, I think, because especially with times going on right now, it's a little hard and it's a little scary to say I'm an immigrant. I'm proud to be an immigrant. So it's like if I can do that and hopefully inspire someone else to like, hey, it's okay to say it, or it's not a scary thing. It's not something you should be ashamed of. I think that's probably what I was striving towards, and probably the hardest one.
Yeah, I heard it from her. There's a lot more women running the business, small business world, because the podcast kind of reflects that. It's not like on purpose. Like, I don't just want to have ladies here, open to everybody. But unfortunately, it seems just like there are a lot of the entrepreneurs that are running to a lot more women out there doing different things. So it kind of reflects also on my episodes that come out. So if you notice, the last few episodes.
Yeah, the last few have been women, yes.
So I have one that's a gentleman coming up, but it's just far in between sometimes. It's just a lot. Feel like there's a lot more that I run into than guys are sometimes. And even the guys sometimes, they don't want to, they ghost me. Es
que somos chingonas, la verdad. We can do it all.
She said it, not me, pero sí es cierto. I'll back you up on that. When you take yourself back as you were a little girl, you walk into your place, La Catrina. Are you seeing exactly what you're seeing as a little girl as you're walking through the place? And does it take you back as you were a little girl? 100%. And how does it make you feel that you now walking into your own place?
100%. Like, I can see little Giovana walking in and being like, oh, this is my favorite candy. This is my favorite song. This is like the music I heard my abuelita like putting on while she was cleaning. These are the smells that I remember in Mexico, walking into dulcerias over there. So I think I've definitely have made it something where I'm proud of. And I think little Giovana would be super excited to walk in. And I love walking in there every day. It's not like, oh, I got to go to work. It's like, I get to go to my second home.
Awesome. Sounds fantastic. Can't wait to visit you. We're going to go and check you out. For sure. Please. I'll pick something up. Before I let you go, once again, all your social media y una vez más, the events you have coming up, por favor.
Yeah, of course. So you can find us as at La Catrina _MX Shop. We are located inside Ridgmar Mall, which is in Fort Worth. We will be having a vendor market July 25th and more to come because with back to school coming up too, I usually hold a big back to school bash. So we have that. We're constantly having small pop-ups and small businesses come inside our store and setting up. So definitely come by and visit us.
Awesome. Saludos one more time. Anybody that helped you, impacted your family, friends, anybody that opened the doors for you to be able to do where you're at currently?
Yes. Okay. So I got a lot. So first and foremost, definitely my family, my mom, my dad, my husband, and my sister. They've been that support system for me. Since joining the Chamber of Commerce, Erica, oh my gosh, she is amazing. She's given me tons of opportunities to be able to show my business and what I can do. She really is like, I think the greatest like president for the commerce, like the Chamber of Commerce has had. And then also my BFF, Eddie, Mr. Picoso, he has just been phenomenal. He has been the one like supporting me, you know, especially when you're feeling just a little bit down. He's like, you got this. Like, you're just incredible. You can do this. He really has been like a brand new friend to me. And a lot of love to Eddie.
Yeah, Mr. Picoso.
Yes.
Been on the podcast here también.
Love him.
He's been with us before. I got a chance to talk to him. Neat story también. What is an important lesson you would tell your younger self doing your business? What is an important lesson that you learn doing the things that you're doing with the store that you would tell your younger self that will help somebody else out? What would that be?
I think what I would tell myself is what I've always done, to be very honest. It's just helping others. That was always been huge in my family, always helping others. In Canales, they have an incredible like community relationship. And if you don't have community, if you don't have those relationships, you don't have anything. So it's definitely just continue to support others because they will support you in return. It's just to continue that.
Love it. Sometimes throughout my day, my week, or sometimes at random times, I'm not immortal. I am mortal and I will die one day. Not to scare me or terrorize me. I heard it from a gentleman. I thought it was interesting because it's a reality in life, right? We're not here forever. With that, helps me do things, helps me hurry up and do things. With that, I wish you a very long, prosperous life. After everything's said and done, what do you want people to think and feel about your life?
That's a deep question. Wow. You hit me with that.
A little bit. A lot of people don't get to the end of the podcast to listen to this last question.
Damn. Okay. That's great. I don't know. I think it's just that you can do everything. You can do everything and you can do anything. Literally. I know it's been the cliche. You can do anything you put your mind to, but you can really surprise yourself what you can accomplish. You know, when you force yourself to be uncomfortable, to do something that you've never done and to take that leap of faith, to take that next step, to be like, okay, yes, we'll do it. Yes, we're going to do that. Like it's easier said than done. So I think that's something definitely that I've always liked to reflect on my life, that I've always jumped. I've always taken that step. I've always never been afraid to speak up, never been afraid to ask questions, never been afraid to like do something that maybe might not turn out the way I wanted to. Right. So I think it's just always that I've always been kind of courageous in taking that step or whatever needs to be done, whether it's showing up for work, whether it's finding a new location, whether it's opening up a store and just seeing how it goes. It's just not living in fear, honestly.
I like it. Do you think being of help to the human being, to people in general, helping is somebody of your calling or a calling of yours?
Oh, 1,000,000%. Okay. And I got that from my dad too. Yeah. 1,000,000%. Like it's just in my blood. Like, and I don't say this to want to sound like I'm full of myself, but it's like, I love inviting people into the store. I'm like, I won't charge you. Just come up and set up and sell, because at the end of the day, if you are like, if it benefits you, it benefits me. You know, we had a girl who was selling matcha the other day. I'm like, just come on in and set up, publish it, post it. She had so many people come in, you know, at least like 60% of the people that bought from her bought from me, you know, and it was like, I don't need to be greedy. I don't need to be like, I need rent. I need this. I need that. It was like, if I open doors for other people, it helps me. at the end of the day.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely. Thank you so much for the time. Again, I appreciate you. I know it's a little bit of a drive también, pero, you know, I've seen you in action before. I've seen you doing different things, and like eventually, you know, we get to make it happen. I know I talk to a lot of people and I put it in their ears, and eventually it comes a realization that we get this done. And I mean, more best of luck to you. Everything that you're doing, all the doors that you open up for people, the same thing that people did for you. And without a shadow of a doubt, Giovana, right?
Yeah,
You are a global land factor. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. This was another episode of the Global Land Factor podcast. Remember to subscribe to the channel right now. You have nothing to lose and so many amazing stories to gain, like her story, like Catrina, Giovana, forward text. Make sure you go check her out. And remember, we are just like you. We are people. We are humans. We are the spice and flavor in this melting pot that it is the world. Till next time. Peace.